morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my Discart Mini Mart shoppers, both new and existing. We are back this week. Halloween was fun up in Sturgis. We had a show there at the Full Throttle. That was a good time, but we got to get back to making money. And I just wanted to kind of point out, as if you haven't noticed already, the store level and the money level in the top right is very different, and so is the store, because I should certainly win the most observant content creator in all of YouTube. I kind of recorded an entire episode without my microphone on. So, yeah, I'm just going to have to cover what I did, which is, it's a lot, but it's not a lot. First of all, I went and I got more licenses. There's just two of them. Okay, so I got, in the one license, I got some more cheese, a light roast coffee, a Blue Label bottle of water, a 12-pack of eggs, more pasta, some brown sugar, and some green tea. And then after that, that was kind of like an average run-of-the-mill, some cheap stuff, expensive stuff, and lots of stuff. But then I got a really big meat one. They gave me some steak. I got this moussaka, the salmon, the scallops, two different sizes of sushi, and some lamb. As you can see from the box totals, extremely crucial to give yourself lots of time. I also kind of had made a mistake thinking about how they typically store these in freezers here. Well, not necessarily steaks, but definitely any kind of seafood, since I don't live on the coast. This is always in a freezer, so then I thought, oh, I definitely need a freezer. I was wrong. So I bought another freezer, but it ended up working out, because check this out. This was driving me nuts, having the pizza here and then having the fries, and then like this has its own, and then this didn't. And so I was thinking, I'm like, well, this can have its own, and this can have its own, and this can have its own, just like Oprah would want it. So I did that. We never really ran out of pizza, so hopefully we'll get some other pizza types that I can diversify this freezer. But I ended up needing to get two more fridges so I could stack these full of stuff. I kind of did a thing where this has the steak and the lamb, and then this is kind of like our seafood one. This one became, so when I got the first license and got that extra cheese, I bought this refrigerator as well because this cheese wouldn't fit. So this one's kind of like a cheese one, and then I did butter and milk there, mostly because we ended up getting these two things. So I just kind of, decided this is kind of like a meal one. The yogurt just kind of needed a placeholder. And I felt like the eggs should be together. So I did the eggs there together. And a lot of times, especially if you eat breakfast at hotels as often as I do when I'm on the road for shows, then, apple juice and orange juice are always served with breakfast there. So that's just kind of what my thought process as to why I let those be together. So yeah, that's the main change. I did move some stuff around over here. The oils, I had the oils here originally, but then when we got the new pasta, then I kind of thought it looked funny having the oils there and there, so I went ahead and bought 6 more shelves. So we're kind of not future proof, but we're set up well for the future. There's where the green tea went. That's the new coffee. right there. Moved the peanut butter and honey to over here. There's the oils. There's the brown sugar. And then I moved I think the rice was right here, I want to say, but I didn't like how that was looking. This is kind of like a miscellaneous shelf still. You know, this is all kind of floury type stuff. This is all sugars. So then I just put the basmati rice over bottom there. It's not a pasta, but you boil it just like you do the pastas. So that's close enough. But yeah, let's get going, get some money going. When I did do a restock, or not a restock, but when I did purchase the stuff for the licenses, I had about $11,000 left or so. So I went ahead and paid off those loans that we did. I just went into here, went into bank, and there was just a button here to click to pay off early. And I just hit it on both of them because we had plenty. It was like $4,000 was about the balance on there, and there's like 1,800 there. So that's what I did there. Let's take a look at while we're waiting for them to come in, let's take a look at what the next couple licenses are. So we know we're going to need about $6,000 just for the licenses themselves, plus the product. So it looks like we'll get crab sticks. That's probably going to be expensive. When have you ever seen crab for cheap? But we'll get some hot sauce, some ice cream, looks like, some ketchup, some mayonnaise. Oh, good, we'll get condiments. Yay! So it's ketchup, mayonnaise, hot sauce. That can all go on the shelf with the peanut butter and the honey. So that's cool. More pizza. Hey, I just talked about that. That's fantastic. That's exciting. And then it looks like we're going to get a whole bunch of produce for the other one. So that's pretty awesome. And of course, for extra turning, you lean your head, as I tend to do. You lean your head, and then the moped will turn a little bit easier. We had about $13,000 at the end of the last episode, so that's where the freezer and the 3 fridges came from. Oh, there's that yawn. Alright, so we have 101 satisfied customers, 763 store points, keeping our supply costs down to about 3,600, making almost 7,000. But then we got our staff payment, rent, and bills. All right, so it took some finagling here to really get prepared for the next license. So quite a bit's been done off camera. I've had to earn some money, and I took a loan just to be able to make a stock order for the new license and stuff. But let me show you what I've done. I did move. There was 2 shelves here. I put those over here so that the cleaning stuff can kind of still stay together a little bit. Things are starting to get a little tight, but it's also very expensive to expand. So we're going to do one more license with the current size store, and then we'll get the alcohol. And hopefully with the alcohol, then that'll boost us just enough in sales to be able to get more expansions. But until then, I had to make room for more produce because that's what the next license is. I don't have enough money to get the license and the produce quite yet. So I'm going to do a couple more days off camera and we'll be right back. Also, in addition to that, I know we already had the storeroom expanded. I did purchase more racks. Obviously, I'm sure you noticed there's 5 stockmen or restockers. I did that just so I could kind of speed up the process in between the days. So that was pretty exciting, knowing that I can get that to go faster. Oh, and also I kind of wanted to show you, just because the things were kind of unexpected. So the last few licenses have been these right here. Obviously, these required the fridge. The brown sugar and the tea and the pasta obviously go on the shelf. But this one, when I did the big meat one, there was all fridge, and I believe I talked about that earlier. But then this one, the crab sticks and the ice cream and the new pizza all take the freezer. That was kind of a shocker for me. But I managed to split it up like this just so I could kind of keep it going. This is the crab leg sticks. And there's quite a bit of them that go in there. That's why I didn't double it up, and then we got room for something else. I know it doesn't make for very good double. But you got double, double, double. Don't need a double. And then room for a double for the next freezer object. So that's not all bad. Oh no! So this is just to kind of show you what happens if you don't pay attention to your gas. Knew it was coming, but just wanted to know what you were in for. If you see off to the left, it says call tow for $50, and that shit sucks because watch how cheap it is to fill this thing. So here we go. Now we gotta refuel. Holding T, of course, to do so. Filling it up, filling it up, filling it up, filling it up, and there you go. A whopping $7.50 versus $50. Now, you might be a little more careful. Isn't that retarded? I think that's retarded. So dumb. So dumb. I want to be able to break the law. All right, that was a lot of off-camera work doing things. Let me go ahead and kind of bring you up to speed with everything that has been done. Obviously, we went and we got more licenses. The biggest thing to take note is the produce one, which ended up being quote-unquote bigger than I imagined. I thought it was going to be kind of a perfect mix because there was 9 total, and between buying 2 more produce stands, that would have been 18 total spots that we could have put stuff. But then I noticed they're freaking huge. It's big stuff. Now I have run out of artichokes at least once. These, whatever these are, I have not. But I think these are onions. We got some pineapples. Got some pears. Got some zucchini. Now over here, We had 3 apple things, and since I never really saw the apples get low, I put the zucchini over there because I did run out of zucchini once. But I did make that adjustment, so we do have 2 zucchini things. Probably wouldn't hurt to get one more stand just to kind of throw some more artichokes and some more pineapples in. Maybe even some more of these, because I think once our customer volume gets up, that's going to be a problem. But I don't want to do that yet because I also kind of am impatient and I don't really want to get the next store expansion unless I absolutely have to. But I also don't really want to do any more off-camera work on this one. There's a lot of off-camera work that I did. Lots and lots of hours worth of waiting for them to finish doing stuff. So we're going to go ahead and call it for this episode. In the next one, we will be getting the beer, which will be exciting. And I think what we're going to do is I will go through, because I kind of started it already a little bit, where I kind of started to move some of the backroom stuff around to make it more organized. I think it's about time for me to do another backroom overhaul to make them match the store. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Save that for next episode. We'll wrap things up here. Thank you so much again for watching, especially if you made it all the way to the end. I appreciate your time more than anything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But if you want to help support the channel, make sure you like and subscribe. Comment on any tips you have, and we can all help each other. And once again, I do want to do a multiplayer recording. So if you are interested in that, come find me in the Supermarket Simulator Discord. My name will be spelled just the same as it is on YouTube as Discarded. So come find me and let's do some multiplayer. But other than that, we'll see you next episode. Take care and see me again.